Hey YouTubers, welcome to the Geppetto Electronics manufacturing area. My workbench is a little bit of a mess. Yeah, I know I need to clean it up. There's always something more interesting to do than cleaning up. But today I thought I would show you the final assembly procedure for how we make the USB microISPs. When we get them back from small batch assembly, they come in panels like this. So there's 25 of them on a panel, and all the surface mount assembly has been done. What remains is adding one through-hole component, which is the shrouded 6-pin ISP header. It goes on there. I should get that into camera. It goes right in there, and then it gets soldered on the back. I have kind of a way to optimize that, but that's not really what I'm going to show today. I'm going to show the art of programming all these things. When they come from the factory, of course, the Atmel ATTiny2313s on here, these little tiny QFNs, have no programming at all. They have no idea what they're going to be destined for their operational lifespan. So we have to load the code into them. So the way I do that is my workbench computer is this Raspberry Pi over here, because you can't beat the price, and it's running Linux, which means it will do just about anything that I could possibly want it to do. I could run the Arduino IDE on it, in fact, but I haven't bothered setting up X because the screen is too small anyway. What we've got here is a USB micro ISP. This is my actual unit that I use. Of course, it came out of a panel just like this, but this shows you that I eat my own dog food. And then this is one of my pogo pin adapters. It was actually the very first one that I ever made, and that's how I can whip through these. What I've got going on the Raspberry Pi is I've set up a little script that just waits for me to press enter, and then it does the AVR dude command line that needs to be done for every chip. Now it's giving errors right now because the pogo pins aren't touching anything, but this lets me just rifle right on through. So let me make sure that I frame this well. You can see on the back of the panels, this footprint here is the ISP header. It's the same as that footprint there, but in this case, this one's actually hooked up to the ATTiny2313. This one's hooked up to the bus buffer, so you can't program the 2313 through this interface because it's not hooked up the right way. You have to use this one. But this interface will only ever be used once right now. Unless you need to upload the code again in the future, you wouldn't ever use this again, so there's no point populating a header for it. You just use the pogo pins. And this is a special library part that I've created that has just 2 through holes, and the other 4 are just surface mount pads, so it's ideal for pogo pin programming. So I'm going to put this there, and I'm going to, well, let's see, the camera, it's difficult to be able to capture both the screen and the panel at the same time. So I'm just going to, you're only going to be able to see the first 3 rows, and then you're just going to have to trust me. So here we go. I'm actually going to angle it a little bit because that's more comfortable for my hand, and yeah, I'm sure that's still framed well. So you put it down and aim it correctly and press enter, and it programs 1, and then you move to the next one and you go doink, doink, and lather, rinse, repeat. Now sometimes, as you see just there, you didn't land on the pads right, so you readjust. And if it really doesn't take, then that's a unit you're going to have to remember and come back to and look at the top side. Sometimes in the reflow, some of the QFN pins get bridged, and you just rework that with a soldering iron. It's really cheap and easy, quick and easy to do. But it is a manual step. So we have to remember that number 5 unit needs to be looked at. But all the rest of these are going okay. Yep, that one I just missed. There we go. More often than not, if it doesn't program, it's just because you made a sloppy connection with the programming header. You just move the programmer, the pogo adapter, and try again. That one, I think I just moved. Well, okay, so that one's going to have to get looked at as well. All right, and one more row. One of the things I did in this script is that because I know that the chip is clocked at 12 megahertz, I actually sped up the, I added a -b argument with actually a fraction to speed up the SPI clock to make this programming go faster. I'm going to come back to this one that didn't work. And it still doesn't work. And then this one in the bottom left. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, so let's take a look at those two. It's this one and that one. And sure enough, the exact same two. So far, the only defect I've ever seen from small batch assembly at all is that on now 4 of these, the exact same 2 pins have been bridged. So I'm wondering if maybe that might have been a defect in the stencil. Okay, so that's all it takes is just you touch the board, the 2 pins in question with a soldering iron, and just heat them up and then pull the iron away, and then they just, boom, magically go. There we are. So now, this whole panel has been programmed, and they are, after they have the header attached, they are ready to use. So thanks for watching. Bye.